The World War II home defense trick that stops intruders instantly. The air of wartime Britain was thick with tension. Sirens howled through foggy streets, blackout curtains hid homes in shadow, and every citizen had a role in defending their family. But few knew about the simple, almost laughably low-tech trick that could turn any ordinary house into a fortress. And centuries later, it still works. If you're a fan of hidden history and practical survival hacks, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because what we're about to uncover will make your home smarter, safer, and shockingly resilient. During World War II, with threats of air raids and potential invasions looming over cities, civilians needed solutions that were quick, cheap, and effective. While soldiers had tanks and guns, ordinary families relied on clever ingenuity. One such secret weapon wasn't stored in bunkers or factories. It was right in your home, and honestly, it could stop an intruder faster than any alarm system today. The genius of this defense trick was its simplicity. Wartime planners realized that most homes had common items: tables, chairs, wooden planks, nails, and even simple rope. With a few adjustments, these could be converted into formidable obstacles. The goal was not to fight the intruder directly, but to delay them, frustrate them, and create enough time for civilians to alert authorities or escape. Engineers called it passive defense, but it's really just smart thinking turned into action. By reinforcing doors, securing windows with wooden crossbars, and strategically placing heavy furniture near entrances, a home could be barricaded in minutes. Unlike modern security systems that rely on electricity, this World War II trick worked in total darkness, during power outages, and even under the pressure of chaos. Modern prepping often focuses on high-tech gadgets, cameras, and alarms, but, the WWII approach reminds us that creativity really does trump technology. A sturdy table pushed against a door, reinforced with nails or maybe just a makeshift wedge, becomes nearly immovable. Chairs stacked strategically in hallways can really delay anyone trying to advance. Even simple wooden boards, propped at angles across doorways or windows, make intrusion incredibly difficult. Interestingly, these setups had multiple advantages. They were silent, unlike alarms that might alert the intruder to your exact location. They didn't require power, which made them just perfect during blackout drills or post-disaster scenarios. And best of all, anyone could set them up within minutes, no special training needed. Wartime civilians weren't just improvising, they were thinking several steps ahead. Each room was evaluated for choke points, escape routes, and potential barricade spots. The best homes weren't necessarily the largest, they were the smartest. Families would rehearse intruder drills, practicing how to move safely from room to room, set up obstacles quickly, and most importantly, maintain calm under pressure. This was early home defense training before it became trendy decades later. The key takeaway here for modern viewers is that preparedness doesn't always require expensive equipment. Understanding your home, visualizing threats, and knowing how to use what's at hand is just as crucial. WWII households mastered this art, and the same lessons can be applied today. One remarkable aspect of these defenses was how they used overlooked spaces. Basements, closets, and hallways became mini fortresses. A simple broomstick jammed diagonally between the floor and ceiling could prevent a door from opening. Heavy books or boxes placed strategically created noise traps, so an intruder would knock over obstacles, giving you extra seconds to react. Even the smallest details mattered, like wedging a small block under a door handle or using hooks to secure furniture. These weren't inventions, they were observations turned into life-saving solutions. And the most powerful lesson? Consistency. Families that practiced, adapted, and reinforced these measures regularly were far safer than those relying on luck or bravado. It was a war-tested method. Patience, attention to detail, and using simple physics to your advantage. Why does this World War II trick still matter? Well, because home security at its core hasn't really changed. Intruders, whether they're from the past or today, still run into obstacles in the same way. Slow, noisy, and honestly, pretty frustrating defenses buy you precious time. Nowadays, technology can fail. Alarms might get cut, cameras can be avoided, and the power can go out. But, a well-placed chair, door wedge, or even a plank never forgets its job. History teaches us more than just dates and battles. It teaches practical lessons that really apply to our daily lives. This is one of those secrets, a wartime home hack that actually doubles as a modern survival strategy. It's proof, honestly, that ingenuity can outmatch wealth, weaponry, and even fear. So, to adapt this for the modern home, start simple. Just survey your main entrances and identify where heavy furniture or boards could be deployed quickly. Consider door reinforcement that doesn't require tools, and maybe practice moving obstacles silently. Even temporary barricades, if you plan ahead, can make a massive difference. Combine these with escape routes and a communication plan, and, well, you have a defense system that could rival some high-end security setups. This isn't just nostalgia, it's living history that works. WWII households weren't wealthy or armed like soldiers, but they survived. Their secret? Using what they had to create a barrier between safety and chaos. And, the same approach can work for you today. History has left us countless lessons, and some are as practical as they are fascinating. The WWII home defense trick isn't buried in dusty archives. It's ready to be applied by anyone willing to think ahead, improvise, and use everyday objects cleverly. By embracing these time-tested strategies, you not only honor the ingenuity of the past, but also make your own home smarter and safer. If you've enjoyed this peek into hidden history and want more survival secrets that actually work, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and turn on notifications. Every week, History's Survival Code brings you lessons from the past that are still relevant today, because real preparedness never goes out of style.